came in front of a group of people. Everybody's laughing, and he starts telling a story about 9/11. And this is why it's so important for me to speak, to show people what a sham 9/11 Commission was. It truly was a sham, and it should make you angry. But he starts talking, now this was like January 2004. I think I was the only family member, I think I was the only person at this commission hearing. And he starts talking about a fellow from Cuba, an immigrant from Cuba who's, what do you call it, customs agent, when the people come in. And he's saying, oh, you know, we had Mr. Perez, he's at the table, and I remember, like it was yesterday. I remember because I've talked about this. But I'm hearing him tell this story. What a great man. And I remember the guy got an innovation. But he had some guy come through customs, and they asked certain questions. How much money you have? About $1,000? I don't know, not even that. Well, how long are you staying here? A year. Well, what's your job then? He said, well, I don't have a job yet. So he keeps talking to him, and a good customs agent said, well, geez, we can't let you in the country. And I remember the conversation. So he said, well, my friend's upstairs. So here was supposedly Ada, who was the flyer of the first plane, supposedly. But he didn't call him. Okay? So I remember it, and you know, Kane was saying, he says, this guy probably stopped the 20th hijacker. Maybe he was the guy, if they had the 20th hijacker, then 93 would have gone into the White House, flown into the White House. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? But, now I remember the conversation, like it was yesterday. He cuts it off. Everybody gives him a hand, and here it makes me feel all good because of that custom agent. And they gave, I remember the commissioners, they were so happy with the guy. But then one commissioner asked Perez. Now, of course, King didn't say that, or King didn't say that. He didn't give it in his speech. But I think it was Romer asked Perez, why did you stop this guy from coming in, and the other custom agents didn't? And his answer was, because we were told by the State Department to leave the swords alone. Okay? Well, that's a big thing. Now, I remember being at the commission hearing. And if you're doing an investigation, what would your next question be if you were Romer? Who in the State Department then told him to not let the swords go? Now, this stuff happened. So, but anyway, here's Governor Kane. So then you hear afterwards, well, he's trying to set up a program where he goes into high school and is starting an educational program for kids. This is the shit that's going to get into the high school. They'll hear the story of that and make me feel good story about what Perez did, but then they leave that out. That if they had an investigation, the same thing about the swords leaving this country 2 days later at the hearings. They had 48 redacted pages concerning that. I remember Richard Clark, he said, I'll take blame for that, but there was someone in the State Department that authorized them to leave the country. Here, Bin Laden, one of the Bin Ladens is in the country, and he's allowed to leave the second day after 9/11. So if you're a commissioner, and someone in the State Department did this, what would your first thing be? Well, find out who the hell in the State Department allowed these people to leave. Of course that's what an investigation's about. No, that didn't happen. This is what the whole 9/11 Commission report was all about. It went on and on and on.
The same thing with the Warren Commission.
Oh, exactly.
Exactly the same model.
Hey, the commission, they set up a commission in 1900. Okay, no, I'm just going to take one more minute. In 1900. About the sinking of the, or 1899, about the sinking of the Maine.
Oh, yeah,
That was a commission. And what did the commission say? Something external took the boat down. Then you had Hearst and Pulitzer. What do? You're plastered all over the pages. Had the Spanish-American War, get rid of the Spanish, then we go into the Philippines, kill hundreds of thousands of people. Pearl Harbor had a commission. The Warren report. These people are all pigs. They will, and going back to what I was asked about Pearl Harbor, the nation. The nation is more important. The politician will not succumb to putting blame on them. I guarantee with 9/11 it'll eventually come. You got the patsies of Pakistan, you got the patsies of Saudi Arabia, Israel. They're going to push it back that. That's why the information about Muhammad Ahmad and Ammar Shaikh sending $100,000. To me, it just confuses everyone. That's why I'll say, hey, I don't really care about these other countries. Because if I start talking about Muhammad Ahmad and Ammar Shaikh to my next door neighbor, he just falls asleep. I just tell him, keep it simple. And I told my son, first of all, obviously we had no idea. FBI said we could not convict Osama bin Laden. Secondly, we have no proof that there were Arabs on the planes. So why should we even go any further? Who the hell killed my son? Well, I've done the investigating. I've spent every day of my life since 2001. I was at all the 9/11 Commission hearings. My opinion, and I think I could, if you gave me, you don't have to beyond a reasonable doubt. Although they will always give you that. Can you prove? I've gotten that a lot of times on TV. Can you prove beyond a reasonable doubt the United States? But I'll tell you what, give me 12 people and let me speak to them for a few days. I guarantee that they will say, yeah, I think our government, I don't give a shit who it is in the government. All the 9/11 commissioners, they should be going to jail. All our politicians should go to jail. Because it's a cover-up. But remember, they've gone so far now, they're going to do everything in their power to stop it. Everything in their power to stop it. If I got too close, I'm a dead man. That's what they're going to do.
If we could get you a security clearance, the Pentagon, and the story. Security clearance, the Pentagon. They expect you to have all the answers about who's responsible for 9/11. Well, get us the security clearance. We'll prove it.
Yeah. Yeah. But all right, I got to wrap it up. But so my thing is, I feel I've found the truth. It makes me feel good. And with the truth, I become a more informed person. That's why I do so much time spending studying history. I want to write a book. My main thing is I want to leave to all my relatives. So the kids grow up, they're going to have a book, and when their idiot teachers come up to 9/11 and tell the kids about the story of 9/11, I hope my grandchildren, my sister's children will stand up and say, well, teach, you're an effing liar. Hopefully that will happen, right? Thank you so much.
Hey everybody, I'm Brian Kenny from We Are Change. Thank you. Thank you. You might have seen me confronting Gary Hart about his little letter to Iran.